Chalk, Dust, and Dreams, a narrative dedicated to all amazing and hardworking teachers as we celebrate this year's World Teachers' Day. Happy celebration! I still remember the smell of chalk dust in the air and the sight of our dusty blackboard at Jerry Martin's Memorial Primary School, Dokwemo Agege. Back then, I was just a shy fry girl from a poor family, but inside me burned a quiet ambition. The walls of the classroom were my refuge, and my teachers my beacons of hope. Mrs. Okewo was one of them. Oh, how I admired her. She was so beautiful, but more than that, she was smart and kind. Her smile was a constant source of comfort, even when my uniform was worn thin and my books scarce. She would say, "Shade, your mind is brighter than the sun. Don't let anyone dim it." Her words lingered with me, nudging me to study hard despite the challenges at home. Then there was Mr. Daudu, strict as ever. He had little patience for listeners. I recalled how he would pound his cane on the desk and say, "Excellence is no accident. It is hard work." We all feared him. But now, in retrospect, I understand the depth of his passion. He demands excellence because he saw greatness in us, even when we couldn't see it ourselves. Mr. Amida, on the other hand, was a disciplinarian, the protector of morality. Any hint of waywardness and you will be punished, not out of spite, but because he wanted to shape us into people who know right from wrong. I can still hear his voice echo in my mind. "If you walk crooked, life will trip you." Back in primary 6, my best friend, Akin, was always the troublemaker. Stubborn, truant, and mischievous. He was the one everyone believed to will amount to little. But behind his bravado was boy yearning for guidance. Akin was just like me, though our struggles were different. Mrs. Okewo, Mr. Daudu, and Mr. Amida never gave up on him despite the endless scoldings and punishments. Today, Akin is a successful entrepreneur, and whenever he shares a story, he never forgets to mention how firm hands guided him. Years have passed since those days, but I never forgot, neither did Akin, nor did others. Doctors, lawyers, business people, all once just like me. Life has been kind to us, but we know it all began with the kindness, patience, and dedication of those teachers. So, when the idea struck to find and appreciate them, none of us hesitated. It wasn't hard to track them down. We gathered one evening in a small hall, nervous yet excited. The room was abuzz with our whispering stories of childhood. We laughed, we reminisced. But when Mrs. Okewo, Mr. Daudu, and Mr. Amida entered the hall, everything felt silent. Tears welled up my eyes as I took the microphone. "Mrs. Okewo," I began, my voice trembling. "You saw a light in me when no one else did. You helped me believe that even the shy poor girl in the corner has something to offer the world. You gave me hope." Her eyes glittered as she smiled warmly, just like she did all those years. Akin was next. "Mr. Daudu, I owe you more than words can say. You taught me discipline, kind of discipline that made me who I am today. Without your tough love, I would have been lost. His voice cracks with emotion. And I could see Mr. Dowdo shift uncomfortably. Still the same stern man, but now touched by the heartfelt gratitude. One by one, we shared our stories. Stories of how this teacher nurtured our potentials, guided our paths, and helped us become the people we are today. Then came the moment we had planned. We presented them with gifts, beautiful tokens of our appreciation, and the room filled with applause. But it wasn't the material gifts that mattered. It was the recognition, the realization that their life's work had created ripples far beyond what they could ever have imagined. I stood there, watching the teachers smile through their tears. I realized what they had given us wasn't just knowledge or discipline. It was a piece of their soul, their dedication, their passion, their love for teaching. It shapes our lives, molded our future. The air in the room was thick with emotion. All students, now doctors, lawyers, engineers, artists, and entrepreneurs, wept as they hugged their former teachers, whispering words of gratitude. It was as if years had melted away and were once again their eager pupils. In that moment, we knew we would forever carry lessons of Jubilee Martins Memorial Primary School with us. And as the final round of applause filled the air, I smiled through my tears, gratitude for ripples of kindness that had made me who I am today. As we reconnect today, after all these years, we are no longer just former pupils. We are living testimonies to the fact that a teacher's influence stretches far beyond the classroom. And this World Teachers Day, I have a message for every teacher out there. Your work matters more than you know. The hours you spend preparing lesson notes, the patience you show even in the face of challenges, and the care you extend to your pupils, it all makes a difference. You are not just teaching subjects, you are shaping lives. And although you may not see the fruit of your labor immediately, trust me, it's growing. I know there are days when it feels overwhelming, when you may question even if your efforts are even making an impact. But remember, you are planting seeds. Some will bloom right in front of you, while others may take years to flourish. But they will. And when they do, the world will be better for it. To teachers like Mrs. Okeowo, Mr. Dowdo, and Mr. Amida, and to all teachers dedicating their lives to nurturing young minds, your kindness, your dedication, and your passion are changing the world. Every act of care, every lesson of discipline, every moment of encouragement, it ripples through time, transforming lives just as you transformed me. As we celebrate this year's World Teachers Day, I want to say thank you. Thank you for the love you pour into your work. Even when it's hard, thank you for believing in the potential of every child, even when they don't believe in themselves. Your impact is immeasurable, your influence eternal. To all teachers, you are heroes, and the world needs more of your courage, compassion, and dedication. Keep nurturing with love, keep pushing with patience, and keep believing in the power of education. The future is in your hands, and you are shaping it one child at a time. Happy World Teachers Day, and may your passion continue to inspire generations to come.